All right, so let's begin the webinar for tonight. So good evening to all of our viewers here on Facebook. Thank you for joining us on our live AMA session for tonight. And this time, our special guest is no other than the Sensitrust co-founder, Mr. Gianvito Pio. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Thank you.
So before we begin, guys, make sure you like our Facebook page and share it to all of your friends. Share it to your timeline. Share it on Messenger about our webinar. You will learn a lot here about Sensitrust, especially when it comes to blockchain, AI, and job marketplaces. Okay, so guys, well, this is a very interesting discussion because this is going to be more, about the decentralization of job marketplaces, and Sensitrust is going to be one of them, and we will be listening to Mr. Gianvito Pio about Sensitrust project concept later on. Okay, so I will be asking him some questions regarding Sensitrust. So are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right.
Let's proceed.
So okay, so first introduce yourself, your work background, and also give a brief introduction on what Sensitrust is all about.
Thank you, Jeff, for the introduction. I'm Gianvito Pio from the University of Bari in Italy. I'm actually a researcher in computer science and specifically in the AI and machine learning field. And so I come from the academy, actually. And Sensitrust is a real-world project for a decentralized job marketplace that will benefit from the expertise that we gained over years in the academy. Our goal here is to bring together blockchain technologies and AI for a real need in the current scenario, because as you know, everybody are working in a smart working environment remotely, and this can be actually a good support towards this new way to work.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Okay, so before we go to the actual questions, to those who are watching us here on Facebook Live, if you have any questions, you can just give it here on the comment section, and we will be reading it later on. Okay, so after I will be asking him my own questions, we will be reading some of your questions in the comment section. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. So before you work with Sensitrust, could you share to us on how you get started on this and what made you so intrigued with cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology?
Yeah, actually we started a simple crypto enthusiast about 5 years ago. We just bought few of those top ranked cryptocurrencies. But as scientists and as researchers, we got fascinated especially from the concept of smart contract in blockchains. Indeed, together with the background in the AI and machine learning field, my first background is in database systems, and especially distributed databases. And as you know, blockchain can be seen as a distributed ledger. So it is a special kind of distributed database in some sense. So we studied the technologies, and we are now ready to provide our contribution in this field.
Okay, so that's a very interesting story on how did you get started, on what made you very, very intrigued with this disruptive decentralized technology, and how it could really change the world for the next few years. Yeah. All right. So on to the next question. So Gianvito, can you share how Sensitrust company started and what is the mission and vision of it, and your primary goals of Sensitrust to be massive adopted worldwide?
Yeah, we actually started from the main issues in our own field, so in the academy. In the academy, we have several problematic issues, especially when it comes to hiring personnel or to find some data, to find the algorithms and so on. There is a lot of bureaucratic stuff to do, and sometimes it's very slow. And so we started from these real world issues in our field, and we thought about a solution. Of course, focusing on a specific field like the academy was not so interesting for a worldwide adoption. So we decided to extend our solution toward a general field. So we thought about a platform where people can easily find a professional who can provide a service or a product, and on the other end, to provide opportunities for professionals. So this is, I would say, the source of our main idea of designing this platform. Of course, the general vision here is to become the standard. So if you think about the standard way of buying something, a product worldwide, several people just answer, go on Amazon. Our goal is that if you want to hire people, if you want to find a professional, or if you want to find a job opportunities, the goal is that people should answer, go to Sensitrust, okay?
Okay, that is a very, so thank you very much for the answer. You know, I actually have to agree with about the real world issues that we are in right now, such as, you know, applying jobs, for both the clients and job seekers, right? These days, some job marketplaces right now, they're having a lack of transparency. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. You can also work on them, but of course there is no control. They are totally in the wild sometimes. And not only in terms of payment, it is also in terms of tracking the process to reach a goal. So if you know, there are some platforms that guarantee the payment. So the payment is just released once the process is done, once the service is performed. But at the end, there is no guarantee on the quality of the service. And there is no guarantee on the legality sometimes. So the goal here is to guide the whole process from the hiring to the delivery of the product or service. And everything should be made in a transparent way, together also with the feedback provided to the professional, because you know sometimes you can see a lot of fake feedbacks that just boost the curriculum of a professional in a fake way. So here the goal is to guarantee that what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with that. Okay, all right. So anyway, let's proceed to the next question. Okay, so could you share to us the project concept of Sensitrust and its features, and how Sensitrust ecosystem really works, and what are your advantages?
Yeah, we have three main scenarios here. The first is the scenario where you are a customer and you want to find someone to provide a product or a service. So we provide you with a list of possible professionals that can answer to your needs. And this list is not a mere list where you should manually search for the right professional. It is a selected list according to your needs and to the probability that such professionals can actually provide you a high-level service. And this is performed through our artificial intelligence engine that exploits data about past experience of that professional and actually perform a match between your needs and the real verified skills of that professional. And this is the first scenario. The second one is you are a professional in this case, and you want to search for opportunities. So in this case, analogously, you will get access to a list of opportunities where you can apply for a task, for an activity. And also in this case, it is supported by our artificial intelligence engine. So the match between the most promising opportunities and your skill is guided by the engine. And the third scenario is that we call call to action, is something bigger where you know, an entrepreneur has an idea, as a project to implement, but does not own technical skills or marketing skills or legal skills, and wants to build a team to realize this project. So you design the project within the platform, and then you run a call to action. In this way, people, professionals with a skill that is required by that call to action are matched together. So this professional can apply to work within this project. And also in this case, we will exploit artificial intelligence technique to suggest the creator of the call to action with some possible constraints, descriptions, and requirements for the project according to past projects, according to the experience accumulated for past projects. So we just guide the user toward the success.
Okay, so I really like, I really like the concept of Sensitrust. One thing that I am really intrigued, when it comes to your job marketplace, it's the implementation of artificial intelligence. To be honest, I don't see any of the existing job marketplaces right now that are using AI. Despite that AI is already been dubbed as as one of the hottest things right now to discuss. The Internet of Things, the blockchain, they're the future. And well, this is very amazing, and it's a good thing that you have implemented this on Sensitrust. It's something that really interests me a lot. And I hope that those who are watching right now, okay, I hope you have learned something from here, okay, when it comes to the centralized job marketplaces. All right. So for those of you who are leaving comments, of course, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. All right. So, anyways, let's proceed now to the next question. Okay, blockchain and artificial intelligence have been dubbed as one of the hottest industries in the world today. Sensitrust is a decentralized job marketplace, and it was integrated with blockchain and AI. Now, my question is, what are the pros and cons of job marketplaces that uses AI in blockchain technology, and what made you decide for Sensitrust to use this kind of technology in your ecosystem?
So thank you for the interesting question. So our goal is to combine the advantages of blockchain and artificial intelligence. The main advantage of blockchains are the transparency and immutability. So everything that can be published, of course, will be stored on blockchain in an immutable way and cannot be fake. Okay. So, for example, the feedback provided by customers towards professionals. In terms of artificial intelligence engine, there are a lot of platforms, websites that use it in a light way. We will strongly use it, and not only for suggesting people what to do. This is called recommender systems in our field. Okay, it is a sub-branch of artificial intelligence. We will strongly use it also to review the quality of a product or service provided. In particular, we aim to integrate some smart contracts with an AI engine that will provide a review to the product or service together with that provided by experts. So we will have human experts that leave a comment or leave a review or leave a feedback about a product or service, but we'll also have an artificial expert that will review the product or service offered. And of course, this is a challenge here because it can be smart, but of course it cannot be expert in everything. So we need data for this. We need to train this brain, I would say, and of course we need to learn it to classify a good product with respect to a bad product, a good service with respect to a bad service. And this can be done observing the past feedbacks provided by real experts. So we train this brain and we use it for future projects. And this is the most innovative thing in our project because in the long term, this AI engine can be very useful to reduce the time to deliver a product or service because it can review step by step the process towards the realization of a product or a service, and can stop the professional. Wait, here you are doing wrong. Please fix this. Okay, so you don't have to wait until the end of the production of a product or a service, but you can monitoring it over time.
Okay, so those are the interesting advantages that you have with Sensitrust, although there are some challenges ahead. But of course, in all aspects, of course, there are always challenges, and we always find ways to overcome with these challenges. All right.
Yeah, that is the research.
Okay, so before we proceed to the next question, for those of you guys who are watching us, don't forget to leave your questions here on the comment section. If you have any questions that are in mind right now regarding Sensitrust, just don't hesitate to ask right here by just leaving a comment, leaving a question in the comment section of our live video here. All right. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one, and this is kind of a very interesting question, especially for Sensitrust. Okay, so my question is, who are the potential competitors of Sensitrust right now? I know that there are some projects who are almost the same concept as yours. So my question is, what makes Sensitrust different and unique than the other competitors right now, especially if they are using decentralized technology like yours as well?
Yeah, we have some standard competitors, like, for example, Fiverr. Fiverr is a platform where you can just hire people to do some small tasks. For example, doing a video or preparing a logo, designs a website, and so on. This is a standard platform. But of course, in this case, there is no AI and no blockchain behind. So everything is left towards the trust that you can have in the professional or the freelancer that is working there. And of course, it is very limited to tiny activities. You cannot design a large project there and find a team to realize a complex project. Of course, Sensitrust can also be seen as an extension of LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a network of professionals, but LinkedIn, as you know, is somehow a way to establish contacts. Then you have to design the product, or just you have to hire people offline. LinkedIn does not govern or handle this process. Of course, there are also other projects that work in a decentralized way and exploit blockchain technologies to realize a marketplace. But as I already told you before, they mainly focus on the payment, on making the payment safe. They just act like an escrow sometimes. Okay, so there is no monitoring of the process. The activity is not performed on the platform; it is performed off the platform. So the platform just track the feedback and the payment. It does not help to find a team or to find the right professional. So this is the main difference of Sensitrust. It integrates the capability of establish a network like LinkedIn. It provides the possibility to directly hire a professional like Fiverr and exploit blockchain and artificial intelligence technologies to make it possible to realize large projects and to make the whole process transparent and easy for the user.
Okay, so you mentioned about Fiverr, right? So I know some of the audience here are already familiar of Fiverr. It existed way back like in 2010, 2011. Well, I had to admit that I have used Fiverr as well for my own virtual assistant services because I'm a content writer myself. So back then Fiverr was like, you can do this for $5 or $5 or $5. Yes. And until that time that they decided to upgrade it to a whole new level, like, okay, there are some upsells right here, 10, 20 or so, but still it lacks transparency, and the blockchain AI is the future, and Fiverr is still not implementing it. And I know that there are other job and there are other gig sites as well that I know. I think it was Gig Tricks. There is a decentralized job marketplace as well, like Gig Tricks. I don't know if it exists until now, but they almost have the same concept, like being a decentralized job marketplace. But I remember that they don't mention AI. They don't mention AI, and Sensitrust. This is a brilliant thing that you have built here, Gianvito, about implementing the AI technology. It's something that we have never seen before here. Maybe it could be a game changer here. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's proceed to the next question. Okay. So another interesting one, especially for the viewers here on Facebook. All right. So Sensitrust has an ongoing token sale today. Could you explain to our audience about the real and positive use case of Sensitrust? Will there be any token burn mechanism for Sensitrust, and what are the benefits for customers if they buy and hold Sensitrust tokens in the platform?
Yeah, we are currently in the pre-sale phase of our token sale, and the token has several use case scenarios, but I think that it can be summarized in one thing. You can buy all the platform services with our token. Of course, you cannot buy the service offered by another person, but all the services offered by us can be bought through our tokens. These services include the access to high-level professionals, include the access to training materials. This can be useful for professionals. This includes the possibility to appear, to promote yourself as a professional. And also, they allow you to require stricter constraint or high-level KPIs when you are designing a product or a service. So, of course, we'll also have some subscription packages that include some combination of these services. But the scenario is that you can buy those services normally, or you can buy those services with our token. And if you buy through our token, you will get access to these services at a discounted price. As regards burning mechanisms, we have planned them, but they will happen in the long term with tiny burning event like Binance does. And this can sustain the price on the market over time, of course. But yeah, the main purpose now is to get an early access to our token and to buy it at the current discounted price. Of course, you should remember that when you buy our service on our platform, when it will be fully operational, the cost, the price of the token that we will consider, it will be the market price. So it's good to buy it right now and get access to this strong discount.
Okay, so that is a very interesting use case of the Sensitrust token. Okay, so to all of you who are watching now, you've heard it. You've heard it about the positive use case of Sensitrust when you are registered in the Sensitrust, the centralized job marketplace platform. Okay, so feel free to explore more about it, guys. All right. So on to the next question. Okay, Gianvito, could you share to us about the future plans of Sensitrust and what are you trying to achieve these days?
Yeah, we want to become the standard way to find a job or to find a profession. So we are going to establish collaborations and partnerships to start, because there are some existing networks that we can partner with. An example is LinkedIn, as I told you. If we integrate with the LinkedIn, for example, we can make a professional easier to join us, because people that join a new platform will have to fill new forms, information, and declares their expertise and so on. They don't like it to do it again and again. So one of the ideas is to make some partnerships with existing networks, for example, LinkedIn, to make people easy join. And another thing that we are going to do is to realize specific sub-platforms. These specific sub-platforms will be dedicated to specific fields. And we thought about the academy, that is our starting point, banking and trading, and the IT field. The goal here is to realize 3 environments where people can hire professionals or then can find opportunities dedicated to their field. And we selected them because we noticed a huge market in this case. But of course, in the future, we could also consider other specific fields. It will depend on the demand.
Okay, so the future plans of yours is very interesting. I've just checked your roadmap, by the way, and I am really impressed. I'm really impressed, to be honest, about the roadmap, your future plans, and also I'm inviting everybody here on Facebook that you should be checking out Sensitrust about their roadmap, and also you can read their white paper as well for you to deeply understand about their project. Right? Okay. So you mentioned earlier that you are having plans for some collaboration with some partners, right? Okay. So my question to you is, who are they? Who are your strategic partners right now? And do you have any plans for some sort of future collaboration with other crypto companies in the future? And if yes, which ones are you aiming to become strategic partners with your company?
Yeah, I already mentioned LinkedIn, but of course we also have some, I would say a lot of universities with which we already have a collaboration. I'm from Italy, but we also have collaboration with a research institute in Slovenia and a university in Washington. So we are established collaboration for the research part of the project, but now we are searching for collaboration in the business part, in the company part. Of course, together with LinkedIn, we are also in contact with some venture capitals for this that are interested in our project and are interested in becoming strategic partners of Sensitrust. Of course, I cannot reveal their identity until we finish, say, the deal. But of course, it is one other option to think. In terms of collaboration for networking, we are seeking for partners together with LinkedIn. So if someone interested in partnering with us, please contact us.
So it's an interesting plan that you have for future partnership, especially of course at LinkedIn. I've been using LinkedIn for a long while. All right. And hopefully those strategic partnerships in the future will be sealed, okay, for a brighter future. Okay, so we are now down to our final question. Okay, so what tips or advice can you share to our audience who are watching us right now on Facebook Live, and why should they participate in the Sensitrust token sale?
The pandemic changed our lives. We should admit it. Almost all the works are being performed remotely right now. This way to work will become the standard way over the next year. And people will have to evolve and reinvent themselves. Sensitrust will support this evolution and will provide the right tools to join the new job market in a safe way. So people participating in the token sale right now will benefit from a strong discount on the token price. This is the fact. In the medium or long term, once the platform will be fully operational, owning our tokens will provide them significant advantages in accessing to job opportunities and to establish professional networks.
Okay, so thank you very much for the tips and advice that you have for our audience. Okay, so I hope you guys have learned a lot about Sensitrust. So before we end, we have some questions here on Facebook. So I'm going to read them one by one. Okay, so let me scroll first to the very beginning. Okay. So, all right. Okay, so the question is from Mr. Ken James Berry. So his question is, is Sensitrust supporting multi-sig payments?
Yeah. The payments for our services, yes. If you think about payments for the service offered by professionals in our platform, it is also in our plans. So yes, it is going to be supported. I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. There are some minor difficulties. Okay, so he has a follow-up question here. Is Sensitrust made of Ethereum blockchain, or is it running on the Ethereum blockchain?
Yeah, it is running in the Ethereum blockchain, and the smart contracts will be in the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah.
Okay, so there's your answer, Ken James Berry. Thank you very much for asking. So I think we don't have any more questions here. Just comments from the audience. Okay, so I didn't expect that our live AMA session would end early. Okay, so Gianvito, before we wrap this up, could you invite them all to check out Sensitrust, your website, your social media channels, the token sale, okay, to our audience?
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, and thank you everybody for the nice conversation. I invite you all to visit our website, sensitrust.io, and to follow us on our social pages and on Telegram. I just want to finally remind you that we are in the pre-sale phase that grants you a strong discount on the token price, and that the supply for the pre-sale is very limited with respect to the main sale. So don't miss the chance. I just want to let you know that we will also be at the BlockConf Digital Conference. It is a free event for blockchain enthusiasts where you can directly talk with us in our booth. So thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. So, there is a latest question here coming from Mr. Jomar Aguilar Escalante. Okay, his question is, how do you guarantee service to your customers in case there are not enough idle resources available?
Sorry, I can't hear you well. How can we
Okay.
guarantee the service?
I will repeat the question. How do you guarantee that your service to the customers in case there are not enough idle resources available? That's the question from Mr. Jomar.
So if there are not resources in terms of raised funds, do you mean?
Okay.
If yes, of course we will. We planned our project in a modular way. So it depends on the raised funds. We will start our implementation, and we will deliver our basic platform accordingly. Of course, if the raised funds are enough, we will implement all the sub-platforms and advanced techniques and the training materials and so on. So just to add an additional information to this, we didn't set a strict soft cap, for example, because you can always get stuck there. We decided to do it in a modular way so that depending on the available funds, we will implement as much as possible and then seek for additional funds from other sources. But anyway, we will put our effort here in this project, and depending on the raised funds, we will implement as much as possible.
Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Jomar. And he has another follow-up question. And what marketing activities will you provide to involve users in the platform?
Yeah, of course, among the services, there will be also the possibility to advertise your activity. So if you're a professional and you want to promote your activities, you will be able to do it. You can buy through our tokens these advertising packages. So it is among the services included in our platform. Yeah, as you already can do in LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, for example, you can promote your page, you can promote your post. In our case, you can promote your activity, and you can buy this promotional activity through our tokens.
Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Mr. Jomar. And of course, there's another question, okay, from Miss Leah Rain. So she asked, is there any minimum amount of purchase in Sensitrust tokens?
Yes, there is. During the pre-sale, it is 500 euros during the pre-sale, and the price is 5 cents per token. During the main sale, the minimum will be lowered to 800 euros, and the price will be 8 cents per token.
Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Miss Leah Rain. Okay, as for a follow-up question here from Ken James Berry, like how can you buy the tokens? Well, Sensitrust is still under token sale and it's not available on the exchange yet. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you can buy the token now on our own platform, and you can buy it through Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Tron, but also with fiat currencies. So if you're interested in buying our tokens, you should directly go to our platform, sensitrust.io, right now.
Okay, so I think there are no more questions here. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap this up. So once again, Mr. Gianvito, well, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, and for those of you who have any other questions or in your mind, of course, you can always reach out to him. You know, he's available on Telegram. Okay, and also just check his website, sensitrust.io, and also his social media channels. Okay, So just check everything, the project concept, the roadmap, white paper, the team, everything that you need to know about Sensitrust, it's right there. Okay? So thank you very much to all of you who are watching us on Facebook Live. I hope you have learned something about the about Sensitrust. Like it's the next gen job marketplace, which it implements AI and blockchain technology. Okay, so once again, just go to sensitrust.io for more information. All right. So once again, Mr. Gianvito, thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
And
Bye-bye.
yeah, and thank you very much to those to our viewers here on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for your time. And don't worry for the latecomers. Okay, since this will be published on Facebook, the video will be available very soon. Okay, here on Nomad Fury Facebook page. Okay, so once again, this is Jeff, also known as Nomad Fury, and we're signing off. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.